Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Kamen Rider Fourze. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, Fourze. With a big old Fourze head, right? Get it? Forehead, Fourze head. Okay, I'm going to stop with the dead jokes. Yeah, so here we go. So this one should be pretty easy. Not a lot of crazy detail like in the other ones. I mean, you know, it's going to have the fun detail. I'm not saying it's going to be boring. But some of those other ones, man, there's a big crazy amount of stuff in them. This one I'm going to do kind of like a flying pose. You know, jumping through the air, maybe, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, I kind of consider it flying. Having trouble drawing this foot. It happens. It happens. There we go. There we go. You just gotta find a sweet spot, you know? And then it'll work for you. So, okay, I've got basically the shape. And so now I'm going to add detail. And so one of the things I'm always going to stress to you guys, you draw how you draw, I draw how I draw. I mean, this is called how I draw. But what I really want to stress to everybody is you should really sketch. Sketch out what you're going to do first. Plan, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Plan your drawing and then add the detail. Because I know you like to do this, I like to do this, everybody likes to do this. Is just start with a point that you like and then build out. The problem with that is sometimes you're going to fall off the page, or you're only going to draw down to like the knees would be right here, and then there's no room down here for the feet. So you kind of want to plan, so you can plan that you're going to get your whole character into the drawing if that's what you want to do. Because you know what? Sometimes I just feel like drawing faces. Sometimes I just want to draw, you know, He-Man's head, or, you know, Skeletor's hand. You know what I mean? Something silly, because that's just what I'm in the mood for. And you should always do what you're in the mood for. You know, never force yourself unless you're getting paid to do something. Like if you're getting paid to draw the entire body in this shape, in this position, that kind of thing, yeah, you got to do it. You got no choice. But since you're drawing for yourself, since this is, you know, something we're doing, you do what makes you happy. And if you feel like just drawing the head, just draw the head. But if you're going to draw an entire body like I'm doing right here, you kind of need to plan it out. So what I'm always going to stress to you is plan what you're going to do. And so yeah, so what I always do is sketch out the entire shape first to make sure it's going to be where I want it to be, and then add the detail. Like this detail that I'm adding for the belt. The problem is I don't know anything about this, so I'm just kind of going off a picture, and I'm hoping I'm right. Okay. Yeah, so again, the other nice thing is I've found some pretty good pictures online of the detail of the costume. So that helps. What doesn't help is I don't know anything about the character. And by that I mean I haven't watched this season, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But it doesn't mean I need to, or I guess I don't need it for drawing cool characters, right? Okay. That's half of it down. Okay, maybe not half. A third. Alright, and I'm just going for simple hands and fists. Feeling that mode today. Fisty mode. Not that it's a a lazy thing, because they're super easy to draw, but because it's the power move. He's flying through the air, big old power position. And I feel just kind of flying with fists. That's a good pose. Ooh, you know what else I want to draw? Hang on, let me try to find a good picture of his. There we go. The one thing I do notice about this character is there are specifics to the arms and all that stuff. Like this is a circle, a square, an X, and a triangle, kind of like video game stuff. So I gotta make sure I make room for that. And they've got it kind of 3D, and I don't know if we've got room or time to make it all kinds of 3D. I'm gonna at least do it so something's in there, but I don't have to worry about whether it's specifically 3D looking. I'll try. Okay, so I think we're about there. I'm going to erase some of these sketch lines and just stick with the confidence lines. So yeah, I think we're there. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to welcome everybody to the Sharpie portion and get going. But for now, like I said, I've got to erase some of this just because I want the Sharpie to stand out, not the pencil lines. If you're working with pencil, you go for it. You just start drawing darker. Me, I wanna hide this, so to speak, and let the Sharpie stand out. But this will give me a faint light guide for my Sharpie portions. All right, I think that'll work. There we go. Let's do it, kids. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a drawing every single day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point and can find the things that fine point can't quite find. So, I've sketched the entire thing out, I've erased the faint lines and left myself a very small trace of a ghost of an image that I can draw over to guide me with my Sharpie portions. So, usually I use a Sharpie pen for details like the face, but there's not really a face on this one, right? It's just mostly a mask. And so, let me zoom in if I can, try to find a good detail, make sure I'm not missing anything. You got those angry eyebrows, right? That'll work. Okay, so I'll do that. I'll use this on little portions, little tiny things, and then we'll build out with the big Sharpie. So let's draw the eyes. And so they may not be perfect, but that's okay. I've got his head kind of tilted a little bit like this. So that being said, I'm going to draw the eyes around like this, kind of like almost like a bug shape, I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit because it's a little lighter than I wanted, or thinner. Sorry, not lighter. There's only one shade of Sharpie on this, and it's black. Can't go any lighter than that. So yeah, what I meant was thinner. So I'm just going to trace around a little bit, and it's okay if it doesn't come out perfect. I'm going to try to make it, you know, smooth and consistent all the way around, but no big deal if it's not. So like, see, that came out thicker than that. That's more oval than that came out as more of a bug eye round. That's okay. I'm okay with all that. Let's just keep going. So I'm going to draw his little angry brows open like this. If you can, try to make them so you can, you know, draw inside of them. If not, again, no big deal. And look, that one came out thicker. Oh well, that's how it is. It's going to be unique and it's going to be mine. So now I'm going to draw like his weirdo spaceship looking egghead. I'm going to go like this, and I want to draw, but not draw through that. So I'll do the same thing over here so I can kind of keep it consistent. And then come to a point up here. And come down over here. Come right back over here. And so see, that flows a little bit better than this side, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it. That's going to be all covered in black anyway, so not that big a deal. There you go. I smoothed it out a little bit. So let's do the bottom of his face. So it's going to come down here, go across, like that, kind of like this. And I think I'm going to do, yeah, let's do the edge of his head with this, then I'm going to come back and make it thicker with this. But his little wings, his little ear things are here, I wanted to make them thinner with this Sharpie, so I'm going to keep it with this Sharpie real fast. So, well, maybe here, let's do this. Let's do this. Sorry, I'm using a piece of paper so I don't get, it's sticking to me, so I don't get sweaty hands all over this whole thing. So you might see this floating around every now and then. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and draw the outside of his face with this Sharpie, the big one. I'm going to go ahead and draw it like this for the bottom, then just kind of bring it around like old egghead right here. Going to come around like this, kind of do a little accent for the ear part, like that. Bring it up to a point, like that. Bring it back down there like that. But see how thick that is? That's why I wanted to thicken up some of this stuff too, to kind of match what that is, but that's okay. The ears I'm going to do here, maybe I'll thicken those up to match. Something like that. Let's do the other one too, just to make sure I'm doing them consistently, like each other. Like that, and then draw the little rocket ear spaceship points, I guess. I don't know. And again, I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit to try to match that thick Sharpie right there. And look, it didn't come out straight. It's no big deal. Not worried about it. For one, this is how I draw. If you draw how you draw, we'll meet somewhere in between. But also, it doesn't have to be perfect. Look, that one came out at an angle, this one came out almost straight. No big deal. I'm good with that. I like it. It looks awesome already, so I'm happy with mine. How's yours coming out? Cool. So let's draw his neck. We're just going to come down a little bit like this into the collar. And the collar is just going to kind of come around like this. And we're going to go ahead and make it like 3D. It's got a level to it. Going across like that. Come back with this Sharpie. And a little level to it like that. We'll go ahead and add some ridges to his neck just because we can. If you can see him. If you don't have room for it, don't worry about it. Alright, so he's got like a black shoulder, so like straps on his shoulders. Those are pretty predominant, so we're going to draw down to those like that. And then we're going to draw them. So they're going to come down and in. So it's going to come down, in a little bit, and go down to his waist. We'll do the other side too. Down, in. This one's going to go around to the back because you can see his body's kind of turned. If this was his body, he's turned a little bit like that, so you can see more of the rib cage on this side. So I'm going to do the other side, just coming down. That. Same thing over here. Coming down, but again, it's going underneath his armpit. You can see more on this side. So this is going to go under his armpit like this. You can see his arm. rib cage down to the side, like that. This one you can't see the side. You can see the side on this one now. Okay. It's supposed to continue down his body, but I think I'm going to do that with color, like this part there. Edge it like that, and then the rest of that's color. So I'm not going to do any more. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay. But I will draw down to his belt like this, just to give us some guidance of where we are with his body. Now, there's a lot of cool crisscross design and a cool like orange stripe and stuff like this. But again, it's orange, so I want to do that with color. I'm just giving you a heads up that there are some parts I'm not going to draw, some parts I'm going to leave to color. So here, I'm going to go ahead and draw his shoulder. Come on here like this. And it's got kind of a very defined like shoulder blade pad to it. So I kind of want it big and bulky. We'll do this one at the same time too. And again, there's a big black stripe going down, but not going to worry about it. That's going to be color. Like that. And then also there's cool line patterns in it. I don't want to do that. I want to do it with color. Let's do real fast, let's do his pecs, because you can see some definition of his chest. We'll just do like that. And then that way when we do the color, we can shade that in, and then the other ones will flow through it, but that will stand out because the Sharpies are very defining. Whatever you draw with Sharpie, it's there. It's not coming off. So whatever you do with the Sharpie, you kind of want to make sure that it's going to be an image. It's a line that you want there. It's going to be defined. Okay. So let's draw this arm, and I've got them both in just kind of an up and a up fist, kind of flying in power pose. So I'm just going to kind of come in, draw some places where I'm going to draw creases and folds down to his elbow here. I'm going to bring it up like this. And then he's got his little armband piece like this, and it's going to kind of come up, go back in, go around, out, then it's going to come down. But I talked about this in the sketch, there are almost like video game buttons for each one of his arms. So this one has a circle, but you can't see it because if it were here, his arm is turned, so all you see is the side like that. Okay, so we're just going to come down like that. Then I'm going to add some detail with the Sharpie, with the Sharpie pen, to kind of define that you can only see the side of it there like that. Okay. Again, I probably should have done some of this in color, but I don't know, it's kind of cool to define a few things, And I like to add, where there's cloth, I like to add creases and folds just to show that it's cloth that bends. It's not a hard armor piece. Okay, so let's try to draw his fist in a closed hand position. So we're going to draw the back of his fist like this to the knuckles. Let's draw the pinky like that. That'll give us a few places to draw the fingers. Thumb is in front. It's more of a top view, So there's the bottom of the hand, and there's the thumb like that. Alright, so that's pretty much defined. I'll add just a few more little lines just to kind of define or connect, like right here where it's not connected, just to define the edges. But that's good. I think that's great. How's yours coming out? Fantastic. All right. So I'm going to draw this hand over here, and pretty much the same thing, but it's just a different angle. So I'm going to come down here to the crook of the elbow, or crook of the arm, like the opposite of the elbow, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Come down to the elbow, up to this piece like that. We're going to come in, out, and this one has a square, so I'm going to do like that, bring it in a little where it's connected, and kind of draw a little 3D looking edge to it, and wrap it around, bring it around town, right? Come down here like this, Draw this edge like that. Add this the center detail lines like we did over there. Okay, something like that. And there I'm just trying to define an edge. Like it's raised up a little bit. Okay, so same thing, we're going to do a fist over here too. So I'm going to draw the back of the arm to the knuckles. Again, I'm going to draw the pinky in. Like that. Draw the thumb. There's the edge of the hand. Again, I'm going to draw some detail with a smaller Sharpie. I know that looks kind of jaggedy and all over the place, but just bear with me here. Smooth some of that out. There's the inside of the hand. Like that. Okay. Here's his finger. This one's kind of up, so it's kind of doing. Oh, I can't even show you. Like that. See, this finger is a little bit up, a little bit more. So that's kind of what we're going for there. Okay. So I'm going to add a few creases and folds, some lines, just because I can. I would just like to do that stuff, just to show that there's bends in the cloth. All right. So for the, I'm going to bring this back in for the belt. Let's see, I'm going to draw as much as I can and then come back with the smaller detail Sharpie to try to add some detail to it, because it's very specific and I want to try to get, you know, what I can in, but like I said, it's got a very specific detail to it that I kind of want to mirror or honor, I guess is the word I'm trying to say, as much as I can without butchering it, I guess, because it's a tiny detailed piece, and also because I don't know anything about it. Okay, so I'm just kind of going by what I see and hope that it's close enough. That. Let me add a little bit of extra detail. Try to clean some of this up. Again, because it's so tiny, and I know it's like a toy belt. You know, it's designed for certain things to shoot off and be a part of this and grow into that and smell like that, you know, and grow into one of these. I know there's only so much specific detail I can put in here without knowing anything about it. So I'm doing my best. And there you go. I'll just leave it like that. Let me clean this up maybe. There we go. There's his belt. Alright, so now we're just going to draw his pants. And there's not a lot of detail to those. It's just cloth and going down to, just like his arms, the same kind of things in his legs. So I'm going to draw his waist like this. There's where his leg's going to bend. It's going to reach back like this. And then there's a knee pad right here. Come in. Something like that. So his crotch is going to be right there. The edge of his pants. There's this leg, like that. Again, I'm going to do that knee pad. This is backside. Something like that. Let's do this leg, just to keep it all consistent. You see where we're going with this. And then I'm going to draw this this bottom arm like we did this top arm. So I'm going to come down here and close it off. Out like this, and it's gonna go, let's see, so it's got an X and I've already sketched it out, so I'm just gonna kind of follow it along like that. Again, kind of make it 3D, so I'm coming back in like this, something like that. I'll add some detail in a second. I just wanted to get the gist of it, so to speak. Alright, there we go. So let me add some detail here. And his legs aren't, usually I draw a lot of lines around here because I say the material's stretched from the, but usually I've got them all with their legs spread out. Not this time. There's not a lot of detail in this one, so I'll just do a few lines like that just to show that it's stretched out, but that's really about it. You know, we're not going to go too crazy. So this one we're going to do like that. Let's see, he's got a little crease in his shoes like that. Again, there's some lines. I'm not going to worry about that until color. Try to make that some kind of 3D looking thing, something like that. Cool. All right. So now we're just doing the other leg. Pretty simple. So same thing like that, but just a different angle. Just off like this, out, across. This one just has a big triangle on it, and because it's straight ahead at you, all we really got to do is do something like this, like that. Cross in like that. We'll add some detail in a second. Just going to bring it down, finish this up here. This is going to be his ankle to his foot. His foot's basically pointed straight at you, so you're only going to see so much like that. And then I'm going to add some detail here. Okay. Again, my old creases and folds. Bends in the material, something like that, just to show that it's, you know, bent. So let's see, let's go for this one. Let's see, since it's already 3D-ish, we're just going to do something like that. You can't really see too much of it. Like that. And go across. Little vent lines, whatever that is. Something like that. And let's see, and for the shoe, all you can really see is something like that. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Kamen Rider Fourze.
So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.